Friends, happy Wednesday! I am so excited to be doing another live. Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year again. So excited to be going live with my friend Jessie. We were supposed to do it last week, but I was sick because my kids were sick, and we're doing it now. So if you are watching live, hello. If you're going to watch the replay, we're going to make sure you get it. So we just had to fit it in where we can because we're moms. And I'm going to bring Jessie on now. Make sure it's working. Okay, what is it? What's that doing down there? Instagram, work for us. There we go. Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I know, Happy New Year. It's crazy. I feel like it's definitely off to a bang of a start.
Yeah, crazy is that January, what is it, the 17th? It's like we're halfway through
I
already.
know. I can't even believe that. It's kind of weird, especially we just started
Yeah.
homeschooling a couple of months ago. So the transition, it feels so weird to say that it's the middle of January because I'm like, oh, is it? I
I,
I now lose track of time.
I know it's crazy. I want to make sure that is it okay from your point of view? Is it breaking up for you?
No,
It's breaking
it's not, is it?
up for me. It might be me because I'm at a hotel.
Oh,
And yeah, so the internet might be bad. But either way, you're going to be talking, not me. So he has this couple sick kiddos. So this isn't going to be long, guys. And this is all about productivity and time management. And so we're going to practice that right now and try to get you off in 10 minutes so you can go take care of your kiddos. But thanks so much for joining us, Jessie.
yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is my first Instagram
really,
live ever.
really.
So,
I thought you did a live series last year.
nope, not on Instagram.
Oh,
So I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So here we
okay,
are.
well, you're here and you're rocking it already. Well, I want to get started then by you introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about you, who you are, what you do, and then we can kind of get into the time management and productivity hacks.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm Jessie Halverson. I run all things Mom Elevated. So I have a free group on Facebook, Mom Elevated Entrepreneurs. And then I also have a few different memberships and then a mentorship option to work with me. I love helping other mom entrepreneurs on their journey to increase their impact and income without breaking the bonds that they have with their babies. Yeah,
Mm, it's so
lovely. And part of that is just having a community and a support system that you create yourself, even if you don't have that naturally from everybody that you're around.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with another mom actually this morning um about what she's been able to do with she's pregnant now, baby's business, and she's been able to like grow her third business really well. And the key thing she talked about was support.
Yep.
And that is yet one of the hardest things that because of different situations and circumstances that us moms can have. Like it might be hard for some people. Support might be naturally around you, or you're really great at creating support. But I really think it's like something we really need to lean into. And I love that you help moms think through that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of actually like the time management, the energy management, all of that in order to find that productivity. I think it is really just creating that support system for yourself, whether that's mostly internal or if it is
Mm,
external. You definitely, as you build it internally, you will just naturally create it
yeah.
externally. So I think it's a beautiful transition to watch as well.
Yeah. So tell us, what are all of the hacks? Because I mean, talking about like time management and productivity, like that's going to make the difference for moms in general, but especially moms who are working or just have a lot on their plate or are running their own business. So, what are your top tips?
My biggest top tip, so what I do is I work from a list. I'm a big list person, and the way that I organize my list is by needs versus wants. So I write everything down, whether it's I need to get hamburger out for dinner tonight, if it's I am responsible for muffins this morning for my kids, whatever it is, I write it all down so that I am aware of everything I'm doing, because we have a tendency to shortchange all of the work that we do for our families and then go, well, why didn't I have enough time to get this done? Well, that's
Mm,
because we're running around doing 60,000 different things. So in order to fit your business in, you need to find the windows that you have open and available to do that. And so what I do is I plan out my meals, I figure that out, I write down all of the activities we have going on because that's going to take time out of my day. Our school now, I write our school schedule down in my, I actually have two different planners. I have a school planner and then I have my business planner. And so I write all of that down. And then I write down anything that has a deadline for my clients and for myself. Because if I don't give myself deadlines, that's going to be the first thing that I, slough off and don't do. So I write down everything that has a deadline and then I make sure that that's in my calendar. And then that way, from the needs list, that's all my needs. My wants list becomes, okay, if I'm having a really great day today and my kids are on task and they are listening and we are knocking things out, then I can start doing these things that I really want to get done. But they're not necessarily due today, but I'd love to get this done. Or I would love to do a face mask tonight. Whatever it is that you want to do, then I put on my list because that shows me where my flexibility lies in my day. So if I'm having a really chaotic day like today, I know where that flexibility lies. I know what I have to get done, but I know where I can then push things off into tomorrow. But then I also like to think about, how is that going to impact my tomorrow? How is that going to impact my Friday? Because obviously that's all approaching. So then I started scheduling like days off for school and days off for myself. So Fridays are pretty open. I don't schedule calls that day if I can help it. The kids don't have school on Fridays anymore. We just schedule it so that it is more of a free day, so that if I do need to push off some of those needs to another day or those wants to another day until it becomes a deadline, I can use Friday as that buffer of, okay, I did not get everything done Monday through Thursday. I'm going to get it done today. But it also gives me the space that if I did get everything done, I can do a puzzle. I can read all day. We can go and hang out and we can go to the park if it's nice. It gives you that built-in flexibility and space to just enjoy things again.
I mean, you said so many great things. I was like taking notes that like basically, I mean, one thing you said was we do so much throughout the day and we're only really ticking off some things. So it's like writing all those down makes you look like, oh, wow, I did 30 things. So what if I didn't get the 33rd done, you know? And so that really helps with just your sense of accomplishment. And I love how you called it like we do work for our kids. Like it's work. It's work to take care of your family. It's not like you're just sitting around and even if someone's a stay-at-home mom, it's like that's harder work. That's very hard work. And so, I just think that's important, like the personal life, work life, business life, like kid life, like it is all work. And so really, how do we manage it well and how do we feel good about it? And I think what you said about, separating your needs and your wants is important. And I think what you also said around permission is like scheduling time off is then permission to rest or permission to do those things that you want to do that really that is not a need right now, is important. You said so many things. And then also like the needs versus wants. I just think about, the work that I do helping moms prioritize their health and self-care. I think calling it back to like, no, if it's a need for you to go for a walk because you are feeling healthier and more clear, it's a need. It's not a want.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of things around that, like a lot of things when it relates to ourselves, right? We always categorize them as wants, but maybe some of those are needs. And so using kind of the system that you have of writing everything down, putting a deadline on it is super helpful. Like it's just so helpful.
Yes, absolutely. I think another thing too is like it just shifts your perspective and your expectations of yourself because it gives you more realistic expectations.
Right.
You're like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of appointments today. That means I really only have 1 or 2 hours available to do literally
Right.
anything for clients. So then it just gives you a bit of a better sense of accomplishment and like, okay, I got so much done in that hour. Go
Mm-hmm.
me. And I feel like it's really hard for us sometimes to celebrate how much we get done and not justify it away by saying, "Oh, I was just doing this for the kids. Oh, I have three sick kiddos and I had to get them their water and their meals and their blankets just right and all of these things. How did I not get my 12 set post done until noon? Oh, well, that's how." Um, so it makes it a little bit better. And I started also, it seems really silly, but when my husband checks in with me at the end of the day, I tell him everything I did. Everything. Because not to shame him, because he works very hard as well. And I make sure that I appreciate that and I tell him I appreciate it. But I also, again, it's part of just really acknowledging the fact that I did do all of those things for myself. And then for him to be able to say, "Oh my gosh, you did all of that." To hear that, it validates it in my head to say, I really did do a lot. And so it's really reframed in the past year. I think it's really done a lot to reframe my own mindset to be able to do that and let him know it's okay for him to tell me what his day is. It opens up that conversation a little bit better instead of just saying, "Oh, it was good. It was fine." One little like semantic, he used to say at like 5 p.m., he would check in and say, "How was your day?" And I don't know if anybody knows this, but oh my gosh, those little silly things.
I
But
know.
I don't,
Do that.
I don't know. There's so many of them.
I know. I
But
love Thank you for whoever did that.
that's great. But he'll check in, and if anybody doesn't know me, my husband works away from the home 90% of the time. He comes home sometimes one weekend out of a month if we're lucky. And so part of him checking in and saying, "How was your day?" around 5 or 6 p.m., I would say, "It's still going, but it's great." So he started shifting and saying, "How's your day going?" Instead of, "How was your day?" Because my day's not done just because,
Yeah.
he's off work. So being able to shift that, I think it allows both of us to kind of open up that communication and talk about it more and then see where I might need help because I don't ask for help often. It's still really hard for me. It's just easier to do it myself. But it's really important to get that help when I need it. And so if I just automatically open up and tell him everything I'm doing, then when he does come home, he tends to do some of those other things without me having to ask. He just does them because he's there and he knows it's helpful. So that's really been a big shift that I didn't really expect to happen as I did that, but it was fun to see.
Yeah. I love that because, I truly believe it's like positive reinforcement. We do this with our kids, like when they're potty training or they do something we want them to learn how to do. We reaffirm, affirm, affirm. And yet somehow when we get older, we feel like we need to just like, no, we need just as much affirmation, probably even more. And so, but it starts here. It starts with us, like versus always waiting. Like, it's good to get affirmation from other people, but it starts with us. And I truly believe by celebrating, you actually end up doing more because you're like, wow, I did this. Like, good job. So I'm going to do more.
Yeah.
But I love what you said. It also shows like if you find yourself consistently putting something off, something needs to be looked at, right? Like either it's actually not a need or a want, or you need support in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I love how all it tied together. Just going back to the support part, like when you're able to track it, when you're able to celebrate it, when you're able to just to look at it and see how you're spending your time, is it going well? You're able to identify like, you know what, this is sucking a lot of my time and I don't want to do this. So I'm going to have someone do it for me or help me with it. Right. And so great. I know we can talk so much more, but you got to get your kiddos to the doctor. But I know you have a free resource that you wanted to offer the moms listening here to kind of help them with the time management and the productivity. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So that's just a little list I put together of the benefits to time management, and like how you can implement it, why you want to implement a time management system of some sort, and really just finding what works for you. So that's the purpose of the time management benefit freebie that I
Yeah.
have available.
Where can people grab it?
Oh gosh, there's a link on the Mom Elevated website. So momelevated.com. I have an entire plethora of treasure trove of freebies for moms, and it's in that section. So it's in the gift section of my website.
Yes,
Yeah.
so just follow Jessie, go to momelevated.com or go into her bio link, grab it. I'll make sure to link it as much as I can here on Instagram too, but go ahead and grab that. And just, and if you're watching live or the replay, let us know your takeaways from today, right? It helps us just know, like, oh, what do people resonate with? Well, what stuck out to you? And what's one thing you're going to do to really help yourself, either give yourself credit for how you're using your time, or to help you manage your time and be more productive, better in all the things that we have to do in momhood, business, work, life, all those things. So thank you so much for joining us, Jessie.
Yes, absolutely. And if you're needing someone to talk to, please feel free to reach out. My
Yes.
inbox, like the Full and Fuller House door, is always open.
Yes,
So,
exactly. That's what we're here for, ladies. All right. Well, you go take care of your little kiddos. Hope everything goes
thank
well
you.
and they get all better.
Yes, thank you so much. It was so much fun. I
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
you did great. You got to keep doing them.
I'll,
You got to keep.
thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.